All right, Coach, coming off of an 87-54 win over Anderson last night to kick off 2018. Me and you talked after the game, and you were a little unhappy with the team's performance probably over the last 4 games previous to that one. But last night, really a dominant performance from start to finish. Opened the game on a 15-0 run and really never let up. Not much to really complain about in that game. When you went back and watched the tape, what did you see from that game?
Well, I thought we were really good. I thought attention to detail, effort was terrific. Obviously, the defensive end of the floor was, we were really, really good. I thought we were locked in. I thought we made things difficult, made them take tough shots. Thought we impacted the ball. Did a good job on the glass. Much more physical, going after rebounds and boxing out and trying to finish possessions. I think we had left a lot of those on the table the previous 4 or 5 games in terms of. Maybe getting creating a miss on the first shot and then not being able to finish possessions and giving teams second and third chances. So all that was much better. I haven't got the analytics back yet from the game, but I think when you look at the stuff we chart, whether it's passes or shot spectrum or passes per possession, I think those things will bear out that offensively we. Ball really moved, and particularly, the first 10 minutes it was flying around, and like every team, really, we're pretty good when we play the right way, and I thought we played the right way on both ends of the floor, and took good shots, shared the ball. I thought we definitely looked more energetic, had more juice than we did previous few games. We looked, even coming out of the break, I thought, we talked Lamar Ryan, I thought we looked tired, whether it was just probably mental fatigue or what have you, but we didn't look. We didn't have any pop. I thought we had really good pop coming out of the gates last night on both ends of the floor.
Well, and 2 guys I want to talk about. I guess one guy we'll start with here is Cornelius Taylor. An amazing game last night. He shatters his previous career high, 31 points. He hits 7 threes, 11 for 16 from the field. You talked about how he's matured as a player and kind of let everything come within the flow of the game. So what did you see from him last night and his kind of continued progression?
Well, I thought he was special last night. Played at a really high level. I thought the thing with Cornelius is, and we had this with Lorenzo a few years ago. When you got guys that can really get their own shot, kind of whenever they want to, it's learning to pick and choose their spots and understanding when and where to be aggressive, because the mentality is, and certainly there's some validity to it, that they can kind of get in and get a shot whenever they want to. The difference between getting a shot and getting a great shot, and understanding, hey, maybe driving in to the defense on the first side of the floor against a set defense and playing in crowds and is not an appropriate play. But he's starting to learn, hey, let's move it, let's drive a closeout. If I trust my teammates, the ball's flying around, I'm going to get a good look. And you can see really from early in the season where I thought, maybe he was hunting his offense too much, to where now, his efficiency levels are skyrocketing. And they're skyrocketing because he's taking better shots, he's getting shots in the flow of what we do. And that's one thing that I think is an adjustment for him and a lot of players is, we're not an ISO heavy, offense. We're an offense that relies on rhythm and ball movement, and he's starting to kind of figure out again kind of where to attack, when to be aggressive. We want him to be aggressive, and he's starting to find and be able to choose. Hey, this is the appropriate time to attack, and hey, I'm driving it, and and make the right basketball play. Maybe it's a dump off, maybe it's a skip opposite. You look at last night, only have 31 points and the 7 threes, but there was a lot of possessions that he started it with a drive, got a paint touch and moved it opposite, and we were able to get some ball movement, some wide open threes, and he initiated all that action with his dribble penetration and made the appropriate basketball play, and that obviously is a key to running good offense.
And the other guy I wanted to talk about was Dorian Pinson. Another what I'll call a remarkably ho-hum performance from him last night. 13 points, 15 rebounds, 7 assists. It's just a crazy stat line for anybody, but it seems like just a normal night for him. He is now on the verge of joining an illustrious club, 1,000 point. Needs 3 points for 1,000 points. He's already got 700 career rebounds. He's only the 9th guy in program history that would do that. And also, what we talked about before we started recording is he's closing in on 400 career assists as well. So just kind of, if everything kind of goes the way it's been going for Dorian this season so far, kind of where do you think he can put himself in the canon of all-time greats here at LMU?
Yeah, I think he's got to be right up there with the best who's ever played here in terms of the versatility to impact and affect winning. You know, I mean, there's been the guys who are better offensively. There's probably been guys who are slightly better rebounders. Probably guys who are better assist guys. Been guys before I got here I don't even know, but I don't think there's anybody who's ever had the entire package that he has, that he brings to the table. When you talk about being able to score, being able to rebound, being able to play make, the versatility he has defensively. He's he's just one of those guys you can, like you said, you kind of can take for granted. And you look up and, he's got 13, 15, and 7, and he's just constantly, flirting with double-doubles, triple-doubles, on a night-in, night-out basis. And then he's really a guy who defensively keys a lot of stuff for us because his versatility allows us to do a lot of different things. And so Dorian, and then you look back and obviously the way every player is judged, certainly there's a stat line and there's winning, and I think, I don't know what his record is, but I know he's he's won well over 100 games here, midway through his senior year. He's obviously won multiple league titles and region titles and all those things, and he's just been a huge part since his freshman year of what we've done, and he'll, no matter what happens moving forward, I think he goes down as one of the all-time great players in LMU history, and he's going to have a long career playing basketball. Dorian's an incredibly incisive player. He's got great anticipation. He's his understanding and mind for the game is, he understands it like a coach. I mean, he really does. And then he does, and his ability to kind of know the right play to make is uncanny. And we've been really lucky to have him for 4 years. And I think really the last couple years, his competitiveness, his toughness, he's as they say, he's got a lot of dog in him, and that's driven a lot of the success we've had. So I've been really, really fortunate to have him here the last 4 years. And like I said, I think he's not finished yet, but his legacy when he's done here will be certainly one that he'll be very proud of the rest of his life, because he's certainly been an incredible player for us and a huge, huge part of our success.
Well, now you begin a brutal stretch, probably one of the tougher stretches of the regular season. Coker here on Saturday, a team that's been really surprising. I think we talked about they were picked 10th the preseason, went 8-20 last year, but now they're kind of rolling right now, 4-2 in conference play. And then you, of course, begin that 3-game road trip to Queens, Carson Newman, and Catawba. But let's talk about Coker real quick. A team that's, they put up a lot of points. They're playing really well, like we just said. And they've won 3 of the last 4 games. So what have you seen from Coker and the challenge they might present?
Well, Eric's done a great job with them. I think the thing that jumps out on film, I think, is just how hard they play, effort and toughness. Like you said, they've won 3 of their last 4. They've been really good inside the league. The only games they've lost inside our league are to 2 of the best teams in the country, Carson Newman, and then a really tough game with Queens. They probably, I know Queens has kind of been dominant, but they probably gave Queens their toughest game of the season at this point. Down there, had some chances, but Eric's done a great job with those guys. They've got depth. They play unbelievably hard. They have one of the, if Dorian's the most versatile guy in the league, Dante Samuels is not far behind. They play a lot through him. Great to see him back. I'm not glad to see him here, but he's back playing. He's dealt with some injury stuff, and it's just good to see. He's a great kid, and see him playing well and kind of carrying a big load for them. But he's supported by a bunch of other different guys, and they've got depth. They've got shooting. They turn you over. They rebound it, and then they play unbelievably fast. And like I said, the biggest thing when you watch his team play this year, I think is just, again, that jumps off the screen is the effort and the toughness, and you've got to really be ready to match that. And if you're not, they're going to beat you. And they're 4-2 in the league. It's not a fluke, and they've got a really good team capable of winning a lot of games. So we'll have to be really engaged and focused, ready, and kind of play with much more poise and much more toughness than we did. The most similar game we've played at this point to Coker would be Newberry. And we weren't able to sustain our toughness, sustain our poise for the particularly our toughness level for the 40 minutes. So it'll be interesting to see if we can kind of improve on some of those things and be a little bit better here at home on Saturday.
Well, then how important will it be to put together another complete performance against Coker, especially when you're about to begin that 3-game road trip against, like you said, 2 of the best teams in the conference and the country?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, I think it's important to try to play your best every single game, and you get hopefully a night like last night where you play the game the right way on both ends of the floor, it breeds a greater desire to do the same moving forward. I thought we had, as a team, much more energy, much more enthusiasm. We talked about last night. Our spirit was much better. But I think because we were playing together, where Lenoir Rhyne, we won the game, but we didn't play particularly well. I thought we kind of played more isolation basketball offensively and weren't really connected defensively. You hope that a performance like last night, breeds that moving forward, but you never know. So we'll see. I think certainly we want to play as well as we can on Saturday, and then try to take momentum. You want as much momentum as you can going into that stretch, but whatever happens Saturday, it's going to be brutal. Those 3 games, all the way from home. As you said, you're playing 2 of the very best teams in the country in Queens and Carson Newman. So that's going to be sad to think about. But I'm going to try to get through. I got enough on my plate with Coker, and then hopefully we'll turn the page there. We'll have to be at our best on Saturday to have a chance to be successful. And I'm interested to see if we can kind of now start to get consistency. That's what we're chasing right now, is consistency. And so we'll see if we can kind of build on what happened last night and take that and get some momentum moving forward.